We're over in Diamond Valley, just above Eureka. We're running our bird dogs in a competition and shooting chucker and visiting with each other and having a good time. Even though it's a competition, we enjoy each other's company, so having a good time out in the hills. I shoot all over the United States. There's a lot of big tournaments back east that we all get together and go to. I shoot in local tournaments, regional and national tournaments. The last one was in Topeka, Kansas, the World Tournament, and invited was the top 80 dogs in the country, in pointing dogs and flushing dogs. And you all meet and have a big tournament and see who's the best of the best. The dogs have a great time. Sometimes the dogs take this more serious than the people. They know what's going on. You get an experienced dog, he knows more than we do. I'm not sure who's leading who around the field. I think they got us on the leash and taking us for a walk out there. But they love it. They live for it. I would love to just go from dog trial to dog trial and do this for a living, but I don't have that kind of a sponsor yet. So what I have to do is I fly helicopters for a living, and that's fun also. I do a lot of flying in Nevada mainly out of Elko. Mining companies play a big part. They are a lot of my flight hours throughout the year. In addition to environmental flights as far as raptors and things like that, we all know that there's a lot of fires. So fires damage areas that mines and private and public people own. So we come back in and I do a lot of aerial seeding of the burn areas, and mines spend money on that. They really contribute to rehabbing mountain ranges and fire burns and ranches, and just really try to reestablish habitat. And being an outdoors person and flying all over Nevada, I see these places over and over again every year. So I get to see, which is nice for me, is I see places that I seeded 5 years ago come back and they've got sagebrush. There's grasses in there. There's the wildlife is back in there. The wintering areas for deer and elk, they're back in there wintering again and eating all of the vegetation. We reseed a lot of sagebrush, which helps the sage grouse. They need a little help right now, so we go back in and seed it, and so they can populate. They can do well and try to come back. So I think everybody does their part to try to help, and mines fund a lot of it, of what I do. Mining creates a lot of jobs and does a lot of good for people. Disturbance that you see is one thing, but then there's a whole another side to mining about giving back to wildlife, and I think there's a good balance. I think there's a good balance.